Hey everyone, welcome back. If you just stumbled across this video and you've never seen this channel before, let me break it down for you. We take complex topics and make them as simple and entertaining as possible. Today I'm going to explain psychology in just 8 minutes. Explaining the human brain in just 8 minutes is a massive challenge, but we nailed it. If you want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. I reply to every single comment. Let's dive in. Now, when most people think of psychology, they picture someone lying on a leather couch in an office, venting about their problems. A therapist sitting across from them with a notepad, wearing glasses, looking dead serious. But the reality is completely different. Psychology is actually a massive world that studies both the complex hardware of a computer, our brain, and the software running inside it, our mind. And this world isn't just about sick people. It covers you, me, and everyone else. In the scientific community, this massive field is usually built on 5 main pillars. Let's tear down these pillars one by one and see what's hidden underneath. Pillar 1. Biological bases, the hardware. Our first stop is the most concrete place, biology. See, if we don't understand the electrical currents or chemical balances in our brain, we can never truly figure out why we fall in love or why we suddenly panic out of nowhere. There are about 86 billion neurons in our brain. 86 billion! That means right now, inside your head, there's a network competing with the number of stars in the universe. Think about it. It's like the power grid of a massive city, but that grid carries your every feeling, every decision, and every single moment. These neurons talk to each other using tiny messengers called neurotransmitters. Dopamine gives you that amazing sense of accomplishment. It's what makes you say, "Yes, I did it." Serotonin tries to keep your mood balanced. It's probably the reason you don't completely hate the world when you wake up in the morning. And then there's cortisol, the stress hormone. Had a rough day at work, came home, but your mind is still stuck there. Yep, that's cortisol doing its thing. We are essentially reflections of our biological makeup. A tiny physical shift in your brain can wipe out what you call your personality in a split second. Spooky, right? Pillar 2. Cognitive processes, the software inside. We get the hardware, but how does this machine process data? That's where cognitive psychology kicks in. Our perceptions, memory, language, how we solve problems, everything lives here. For instance, you're looking at a screen right now. Do you think you're seeing the world just with your eyes? Not quite. Your eyes only collect light signals. Think of it as raw data. The thing that actually turns those signals into a meaningful image, names the colors, defines the edges, and builds the world is your brain. So you aren't actually seeing reality. You're seeing an interpretation of reality served up by your brain. It's a bit trippy, but it's the truth. Now, memory is a whole different story. We tend to think our memory records everything like a video camera, right? Wrong. Every time we recall a memory, we actually rewrite it. Every single time, there are minor tweaks, little distortions. There's a famous study by Elizabeth Loftus that proves how our brain can fabricate entirely fake memories and make them feel 100% real. For example, when questioning witnesses about a car accident, asking how fast were the cars going when they smashed into each other versus how fast were the cars going when they hit each other makes a world of difference. With the word smashed, people's brains started remembering broken glass that wasn't even there. So, our brain acts like a screenwriter who constantly fills in the blanks to give us a coherent story, and sometimes this screenwriter prefers a convincing story over the actual truth. Pillar 3. Development and learning, the coding process. Our third stop is all about how our character is shaped. We all have that classic question in mind. Are we born this way, or did we become this way? Nature versus nurture. Modern psychology now answers, it's both. But the power of learning and our environment is truly mind-blowing. Our minds are constantly learning by linking rewards and punishments. One of my absolute favorite examples here is the famous marshmallow test. In this experiment done at Stanford in the 1960s, you put a marshmallow in front of a kid and say, "Look, if you don't eat this until I get back, I'll give you a second one." Sounds like a simple willpower test, right? But the results were unbelievable. The kids who managed to wait and not eat that single marshmallow turned out to be more successful in school, build healthier relationships, earn more money, and handle stress much better years later as adults. So that childhood ability to delay gratification silently codes our entire life. Of course, later studies challenged these findings, pointing out that a child's socioeconomic background plays a huge role. But the core idea still holds up. Learning to make small sacrifices today brings massive rewards tomorrow. Pillar 4, social psychology and personality, and our place in the network. Let's pause for a second and step outside ourselves. Do you think the person you are when you're completely alone is the same person you are in a group? Most of us would say, yeah, of course I'm the same, but psychology begs to differ. Social psychology studies how the people around us affect us, and even how they guide our actions without us realizing it. Sometimes we turn into a completely different person within a group. This is called a social identity. Think about people who yell profanities at a football match, but wouldn't swat a fly in their daily lives. Or someone normally very calm suddenly getting into a brawl just because they are in a crowd. This shows us that the good person inside us can back down much faster than we think when faced with social pressure and authority. Our personality is actually shaped by the network we're in, so choose the people around you wisely. It sounds like a cliche, but it's a scientifically proven fact. Pillar 5, mental health and well-being, maintenance and repair. And finally, the system's maintenance phase. Modern psychology doesn't just deal with severe illnesses anymore. Instead, it focuses heavily on how a completely healthy person can lead a better, more fulfilling life. This is called positive psychology, and this field has grown immensely over the last 20 to 30 years. Depression or anxiety isn't just being in a bad mood. Underestimating this is a very common mistake. It actually means that the biological, social, and cognitive pillars we just talked about have cracked somewhere. If a person is crushed under biological, social, and mental pressure all at once, this is the inevitable result. But I've got some good news. Our brain has an incredible feature called neuroplasticity, meaning our brain isn't set in stone. People used to say, the brain stops changing in adulthood. Wrong. At any age with the right habits, the brain can rewire itself. When you look at brain scans of people who meditate, the prefrontal cortex, the center for attention and decision making, actually thickens. Exercise triggers the production of new cells in the hippocampus, the brain's memory hub. And the ultimate proof of this is the placebo effect. When you take a sugar pill with zero medical effect, your brain starts producing its own painkillers simply because you believe you're going to get better. So our mind holds incredible power over our body. Now, this doesn't mean don't take medicine, just believe. Please consult a doctor if you have a medical condition, but it's great to know that with the right habits, the right perspective, and the right environment, we can literally rebuild our brain. It's not a miracle, it's biology. Which of these 5 pillars did you feel closest to? Personally, my mind was pretty blown when I first learned about cognitive processes. I had no idea our memory could fabricate so much stuff. Let's chat in the comments. Make sure to drop your questions because I really do reply to every single comment. By the way, if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe, and leaving a like helps out a ton. See you in the next video.